Barbecue roasts are a huge part of outdoor cooking culture in Australia and New Zealand. Australians were first introduced to the magic of the barbecue roast on the Weber kettle in the 1970s. And we believe there is still no better way to cook a leg of lamb, roast a beautiful Christmas turkey, or crackle an amazing pork roast than on your Weber barbecue. Your Weber Genesis 2 is capable of this and much more. You can cook delicate seafood, sear amazing steaks, or bake some delicious breads and desserts. Your Genesis 2 will cook food with the most amazing flavour, and you'll get fantastic results that your friends and family will rave about. Now, before you start cooking, there are a few important steps that you need to take. Firstly, like all Weber barbecues, it's important that you preheat your barbecue. We'll be using the indirect method for roasting our leg of lamb today, so you'll need to follow these simple steps to get your Genesis ready to roast. To light your barbecue, turn your gas bottle on. Turn the left-hand control knob to the start high position, then immediately press your igniter button. Repeat to light the other main burners. So when preheating for roasting, set the second burner to medium, leaving the remaining burners on high. But if you have a 3-burner Genesis 2, set the centre burner to medium, leaving the outside burners on high. And then preheat with the lid closed for 10 minutes. Today we're cooking a roast leg of lamb. This one's around 2 kilos. An easy yet delicious way to prepare your lamb is with some garlic, rosemary, some lemon juice, and salt and pepper. We're going to make around 10 to 12 incisions in the lamb, and then place a small sliver of garlic and a small amount of rosemary into each one. Then squeeze the lemon and smear the juice all over the outside, and generously season with salt and pepper. I often hear people suggest that you should cook meat for so many minutes per kilo. But we believe that the cooking time for any roasts that aren't poultry has very little to do with its weight. It has more to do with its thickness. So here's a great tip from the Complete Australian Barbecue Kettle Cookbook. Take this porterhouse steak for example. Now just imagine that we roast it. I reckon it would take around 20 minutes for the heat to roast it through. But if we were to roll it up into a round roast, it would take significantly longer, around an hour. This is because meat cooks by absorbing the heat from its outer surface to its middle. Consequently, the thicker the meat, the longer it takes to cook. Now, a good guide for the time needed to cook roasts is to allow 1 minute of cooking time per millimetre. For example, our leg of lamb here measures around 80 millimetres at its thickest part. So it will take around 80 minutes to cook through to medium. Okay, it's been 10 minutes, so now we're ready to cook. When roasting, we want the heat to circulate evenly around the meat. That's what indirect cooking is all about. Turn the second burner off, leaving the remaining burners on high. But if you have a 3-burner Genesis 2, turn the centre burner off and adjust the outside burners to 2 notches less than high. Now, let's place our roast above the second burner, which is the off burner. Close the lid. After 20 minutes of cooking, only on a Genesis 4 burner, turn the third burner off, leaving just the outside burners on high. This will create extra space for roasting vegetables or baking delicious side dishes. When there's around an hour to go with the lamb, it's the ideal time to get your veggies on. We're adding some jacket potatoes and maple roasted pumpkin to our lamb today. For the jacket potatoes, all you need is around 5 medium-sized white potatoes in a bowl. We're going to drizzle them with some olive oil and season with some freshly ground black pepper. And of course some salt. Toss evenly to coat the potatoes. And that's it. Simple. For the maple roast pumpkin, we need half a Jap pumpkin sliced into serving-sized wedges. And in a bowl, we're going to combine some olive oil, some maple syrup, and some freshly ground black pepper, and of course some salt. Now we're going to pour the mixture over the pumpkin pieces and coat them evenly. Now place them directly on the grill around your lamb, making sure that you place them in the indirect cooking area in the centre of the barbecue. When there is 10 minutes of cooking time left, sprinkle flaked almonds over your pumpkin. Now, one final word on roasting. Old habits die hard. and a lot of people still want to roast in a baking dish. But take my advice and don't. By roasting straight onto the grill, your food cooks fat-free, it cooks faster, spitting fats are kept to a minimum, and there is no washing up. But most importantly, it's actually the secret to getting that incredible barbecue flavour. See, as the fats and juices are falling from the meat and sizzling and smouldering on the flavorizer bars below, it creates that wonderful barbecue smoke. Have a look at that, a perfectly cooked roast leg of lamb with jacket potatoes and maple roasted pumpkin. Remember, all the information that you need to get the best out of your Weber Gas barbecue can be found in this little cookbook that comes with your barbecue.